Hi everyone! Today I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know if you want to rent a car in Montenegro. First off, I'm gonna share with you my personal experience because I did rent a car in this country. Second, I'm gonna share you the contacts of the company that I rented with, and I'm super happy I did, generally, and particularly with this company. And third, and finally, I'm gonna share with you the top 3 locations that I find the absolute best in the country that you cannot visit without having a car. So having a car in Montenegro is a brilliant idea, and if you want to see those locations, stick to the end. I'm gonna be happy to share them with you. When visiting a new place, you're always thinking like, is it gonna be worth it or not? And that was exactly my case when renting a car in Montenegro, because I was aware of the fact that guys in Montenegro do not really drive well. I mean, they probably do drive well, but they definitely do not drive safe, which is important. But at the same time, the public transportation, as far as I knew back then, wasn't really developed at a decent level in Montenegro, which made me think that, well, you've got to try. And finally, I did rent a car in the capital city of Montenegro, and I was given a white Renault Clio. That was the name of the model I was given, and obviously that's not white and not Renault, because that's my own car, because I'm back to my hometown. Obviously, in Montenegro, when it comes to renting a car, you have all of these well-known international companies like Golden Car, Hertz, Enterprise, and all of the others. Obviously, they exist over there, they operate. But surprisingly to myself, this time I decided to experiment a little bit, and I chose the company with the name Local Rent, and basically what they're doing is they cooperating with local car rental companies, like super small companies, I would say, which gives you a lot of benefits. And the biggest benefit of being a small company is that they work with you literally individually. So when you got a question, you will be paired with a manager who will answer those questions. And that was incredibly valuable to me, because every time I rented a car, I used to rent a car before, it was a big trouble. When you've got your contract, you can pay easily online. So again, with those big companies, you can never get a fast answer. You can probably write an email to them, but then you're waiting for at least days, maybe a couple of days, and then the email drops in your email box and you probably not even aware of that, which is not fine. Like, you want your answer super fast, you want it now. You don't want it like 2, 3, 5 days later. And that's not how local rent works. So they work pretty fast, and that was an incredible benefit to me. Literally everyone is the smallest deposit that I've ever paid in my life, and I've rented a car, I don't know, in 10, 20 different locations, but that was the smallest deposit I have ever paid, and that was 300 euros, which is basically nothing when you know the standard amount of money that I've taken from your credit card. And one more advantage is that it is taken, in my case at least, it was taken in cash. So you given 300 in cash, and you are given back those 300 in cash when you bring it back. The website is absolutely intuitive, so you choose a pickup point, which in my case again was the city of Podgorica, or Podgorica, probably that's the name in English. Then you pick up the drop-off point, which basically, ideally, should be the same, so you're not gonna overpay, but at the same time, if you are planning to drop off the car in another location, that's also possible, but you'll have to pay a little extra. So we are picking up the drop-off point at the same place. You choose your rental days, obviously, so very intuitive, the calendar over here. Click on the day that when you want to pick up the car, and when you want to drop it off. you select these dates, and then my absolute recommendation would be going to the filters, because that might be super important to you, especially if you are not a super experienced driver when it comes to a manual gearbox, because in Europe a lot of cars still go with a manual gearbox, which might be a problem, especially if you're not a very experienced driver. Plus, considering the fact that Montenegro is a very mountainous country, there's a lot of mountains, and you're gonna have harsh time if you are not very experienced with manual gearbox. And if that's your case, go for automatic, you will not regret. One more useful filter, to me at least, and I guess to a lot of you, the deposit that I've recently been speaking about. And by default, they pick up the option any. And for example, for the dates that I randomly picked up, we have 740 cars. But if you want to bring down the deposit amount, like I did, for example, in my case it was again 300 euros, you choose that option. And so, surprisingly, but the number of cars didn't really go down all that much. So you still have 680 cars available, which means that most of the local companies are fine with you only like leaving 300 euros for them. One more thing that I would pay attention to is picking up a car that works on diesel, or preferably or perfectly that would be a hybrid car. Typically you would not get a hybrid car because that's more expensive, and if you want to save up some money on fuel, I would definitely go for diesel. That can save you up to, depending on how much you drive, but that can save you up to some 50 euros over the rental period. Then you proceed on the same page and you pick up the insurance that meets your personal needs. If you want to be fully protected, go for the full coverage. It's not always available, but you can easily pick this up in the filters. Then you've got to pay 15% on the website, and then the rest, like the 85% left, typically you are paying in cash. Keep that in mind, because it's not always going to be possible to pay by a credit card on site, because oftentimes these are small companies or even individuals who rent their cars to you. They don't always have possibility to accept your credit cards. Then you are given a list of available cars for the dates that you have just picked up. You click on the car that you like, and so next you gotta choose the right insurance that will meet your needs. You study all of this information. If you need to, you can add up some additional services as like a child seat or a second driver. By the way, second driver is free of charge, which is a nice touch. And you see the final cost, and which is definitely great. This final price is final, like it doesn't change when you come to the place. They're not gonna be trying to rip you off with some extras here and there. No, that's the final price. In my situation, in my case, that was the situation. So the price I saw over here, that was the final price that I paid when I came to Montenegro. You are paying 15% online, and you are paying 85% when you come to the place. And don't forget that most of the transactions, like most of the things you pay for, you will be paying in cash. So bring a lot of cash, like not a lot, but the money that you need, bring them in cash with you in Montenegro, because credit cards are not all the time working. I have left the link for their official website down in the description below, so if you ever need a car in Montenegro, feel free to use them. When it comes to my personal experience, I paid around 270 euros for a period of 7 days. That was a 7 days rental, and I was completely satisfied with that. It went super smoothly. One more good thing is that I got my car delivered to my hotel, and the guy, the manager of local rent, didn't ask me for any extras. So I didn't even know that was included into the price. I didn't have to pay any extra for that. And now, as I've promised at the beginning of the video, moving on to the top 3 locations that you can only visit when having a car. And first off is Kotor Serpentine. That gives you incredible picturesque views on the Bay of Kotor, and it also gives you unique driving experience. Of course, you're gonna enjoy that only if you are an experienced driver. So if you're not, probably think twice before going there, because that road is super twisty, and I think there's around 30 up to 40 almost like U-turns. You will have to make a lot of turns on that road. It will definitely take a lot of time and a lot of fuel and a lot of efforts, but when you go all the way up, it will finally definitely worth it. Like, the views that you are getting, hard to compare with anything else. The second place that, in my opinion, you should absolutely visit is the National Park of Dormitory. And that is located around maybe 1.5 hour drive from the capital city of Podgorica. It's a brilliant idea to visit that place if you feel a little tired of crowds, of big cities, even towns, because it's so relaxed. You have tons of scenic locations around you. And what's that place like? It's a mountainous region. You've got picturesque valleys, huge mountains, and most importantly, you have a very nice paved road all the way to those mountains. So don't worry about the quality of the roads, they are near perfect. And the third place that I want to share with you is Djurdjevic Bridge. That is located again in the north of the country, and that is again the place that you can only visit when having a car. Not sure that if you can reach that place by public transportation, pretty much sure you can't. So rent a car and go visit that place and just look at that beauty. Thanks for watching. That's it for today's video. Again, I remind you that all of the links that you might find helpful are down there in the description below. Frankly, that was one of my first videos on YouTube and the very first on this channel, so if you hit that like button down below, that will be super nice to me, and especially if you subscribe to the channel, that will be just amazing. There is a lot to come on this channel. I will be posting useful and, I hope, interesting videos in the near future. So stay tuned. Peace. Bye.